Hey, this is Joe Price. I just wanted to show you how you can help with our 1880 Super Connector Family Project. This is kind of a building on to what we did in 1910 last year, where we attached a lot of the 1910 families with children to the family tree. Now what we're doing is working on families in the 1880 census that have 5 or more kids. These are the Super Connector families that are going to pull all the 1910 families together. So let me show you how to help with this. So here we are on the volunteer sheet. You can access this using bit.ly/RLL-volunteer. And so you can see the different projects we have. The one we're going to be doing here is this Google sheet. And you can see that we've already completed some of the states. And right now our focus is on the District of Columbia. So I would just click on District of Columbia. And then at this point, I like to just close those two. And there's a little bit of stats right here. So it shows that we've already, in District of Columbia, we've already done 276, which I think we started this just yesterday, and we have about 458 remaining. So what you'll do is just click in a cell in the volunteer column and hit Control down, and then check out as many as you would like. And then you're going to click on this link right here. This is the most important step where you get to decide if these two families are a match. And I would focus on the whole family. And a lot of times I'll focus in maybe on one of the kids. So you can see here, Theodore looks like a pretty good match. We can see here, Robert also looks like a good match. And notice here we have one kid born in New York and one kid born in Maryland. It's kind of an interesting pattern. So that's kind of unique. And then we have a parent born in England. So we have 3 different birthplaces for this family on the family tree. And that lines up perfectly with here. Now notice her birth year is off by 2 years. That's very common. And then in this case, some of the kids are lining up and some will be new people that we will add. So at this point, then we will just attach each of these people to the family tree. You can also use Goldie May. So if you're familiar with Goldie May, you can just pop Goldie May open right here and you can hit attaching records. And then Goldie May will go through and do all that button clicking for you. And then that thing you just saw, we just created a new person. That's probably the most important step. If you see a message pop up that says possible duplicate, that's where you're going to want to be super careful. You can see there, we've just finished the family. So for this project, that's really the most important thing. But you're always welcome to do more. Like one thing I just noticed here is that Theodore has a birthplace named Germany, but not a birth year. So if you want, if you feel like you feel comfortable doing this, you can come in here and make that little. And then, if you're ever at the page, you might as well check to see if you're related. And in that case, I wasn't related. And you're welcome to also do other things for this family, but for the specific task we're doing here, we're just going to go on to the next family. Now, here's one little power tool. You can highlight multiple URLs and hit Alt-Enter, and it will open them all up. And then that way I don't have to wait for these source linkers to load. I can just work my way backwards. You can see this is a really easy hint. You can see everyone's lining up really well. If I want, I can hit details. I can also hit details in Goldie May. So you can see everything here is lining up really well. So I just hit attach records and then Goldie May will do all the clicking. If you're not using Goldie May or if you're doing this on your phone, then yeah, you'll just click, the compare button, the add button, the attach button. Now that that's done, I can either close it or just go to the next one. And so in here, you can see this big family, everyone lining up, but William somehow got missed. That's one of my favorite parts of this project is just finding these kids that got missed. And so then if I hit attach, this one just so you don't have to spend all that time watching this thing, So then here, this is another really easy hint. And so then when I'm all done, what I can do is pull this away. I can close all those at the same time. I'm not going to close them because I need to go back and finish them. But then I would come in here and mark these all as complete. And so you can see other people in the sheet working at the same time as you. But basically, then if I wanted to do more, I could just hit Control down and suddenly now I've checked out more. And then just remember, there's that cool trick where you can hit Alt-Enter and it'll open up the next batch of hints. And if you bite off more than you can chew, that's totally fine. Imagine I ran out of time all of a sudden. I can just come back into the Google Sheet and just delete my name from the ones. The volunteer column is just a way of checking these out. Okay. I'm really grateful to have your help with this project. And again, like one assumption I kind of had about you is that you've had some familiarity with SourceLinker, um, or a little bit harder. Um, but you're always welcome to skip them. And if you skip them, then we'll have someone else take a look at them later on. And I guess the last thing is you just put a 1 in the column, which means you checked it. Even if you skip it, just put a 1. That just lets us know that you've taken a look, and we'll check to see if it got done. And if not, then we will come back and do more. So thanks for your help.